'Cause I know they say I'm better alone.
I'm like, okay, and I just scooted over, and she's like, no, like, I'm sharing his bed, and I'm just like,
wait, what?
I'm like, there's plenty of room on the bed. Like, my homegirl Kathy was on the right of me, and I was next to Kathy, and we're just chilling. And then she's like, oh, it's my spot. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, I'll get up in a second. And I'm sitting there, and she goes off, comes back, and it's like, I'm not trying to be rude, but could you please get up, and like pulls the cover and flips my phone on my hand. I'm just like looking at her, I'm like, not trying to be rude, but you're just gonna yank the cover off me, flip my phone. She's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. It's not serious. Oh, you didn't mean to flip my phone, but you did pull the cover off, so it was your fucking fault. I snapped on her. She's like, oh, it was just my spot. I'm like, how am I supposed to know this is your spot when I just fucking got here? You weren't even there.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is tell me, and I will move for you. I don't mind. But she gave all this extra stuff. She's like, well, just go lay in another bed. I'm like, because there's a grown-ass fucking man in it.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I said to her.
Completely different thing.
He's like, right?
Maybe because there's a grown man with back hair on the side of that.
And he's sleeping it, knocked the fuck out of you. And like, you just tell me to go lay in the dude's bed that actually paid for the room. No, bro. You're the girl. I think you should be in that bed.
So what living situation is this? You're at your friend's house?
Or you're at a situation. We're just at a hotel drinking, chilling.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Who are these people? Just friends?
Or I don't know from a plot to business, but my old girl Kathy was there. I do Kathy.
This isn't Kathy.
Kathy would never.
Okay.
People in their place. She's like, oh, you better stop. I'll put you in your place. And I'm like, what place is that? I'm like, does it have a timeshare?
I'm interested in your this land you're talking about.
Yeah,
is this
place?
Is this retail?
I'm like, have you been there before? Because yeah, I don't think I'm going to your place.
Yeah, dude, people are fucking. I feel like you, particularly, you have the most like. I'm trying to think how to say this. You bring like a sense of like you like I feel like when people interact with you, and I mentioned this before last time, I feel like when people interact with you, they feel threatened for whatever reason. They feel like they have to like, all right, hold on, I'm gonna have to like, maybe it's your height. I don't know.
Bro, I said all that last night when I tripped on the girl because she knocked my phone. And I got in, I got out the bed, and I look at her, I'm like, you were that mad that you had to yank the covers off. She's like, I didn't mean to. It's not even that serious. I'm like, if it's not that serious, then why were you making such a big deal?
Yeah.
Like in the first place. And I'm like, look, I'm a grown ass fucking man. I'm a big ass black dude, and you're over here tripping on me, yanking shit off me, and telling me to go sleep on a bed with another guy.
Yeah.
Am I overreacting right now? I'm like, I just took you guys out to go get food and fed all of you and asked for no money back. And you're saying not to be rude.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. What did you do for them?
They were hungry. We went to McDonald's. I paid for their food.
Okay, so you bought food for them, and they yanked blankets off of you.
She did.
She did.
Oh yeah.
Who? Does she have a man? Does she have a man that was there?
Bro, she didn't have a man. This girl's so stupid. She fell through a glass window and wasn't drunk and has stitches all up her arm. That's how we met and interacted.
Fucking
She's like,
klutz.
yeah, I got stitches here and blah blah. And I'm like, were you drunk? She's like, no, I was trying to push a glass window open and just fell a glass door open, and I kind of pushed too hard and fell through it. And I was just like, oh wow.
You know who does that? Dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs, when they jump up, they're like, and then they accidentally break it. Why would you push on a glass
here and here and shit? She's like, there's one right here you can feel. And I was like, nah. That was when I first met her, you know.
And all, you know, on her defense there, I would say that I've, in some shitty houses, there are like basically paper thin windows.
Oh, I believe it.
You know, they're super fragile. So we're going to give you that one. We're going to give her that one. But still, the fact that you buy, bro, if anybody buys me anything for a certain amount of time until that debt is repaid, I'm like, all right, bet. And I'm still like not even thinking like once the debt is repaid, I'm going to be an asshole. It's like mental note. I got you. If you do something that I don't necessarily like feel like 100 about, let's say I wanted to sleep in the bed, you know, and it was the same situation. You bought me McDonald's earlier. I'm not going to even say anything. I'm going to be like, this motherfucker just bought me McDonald's. So I guess I'm going to sleep my ass on the couch.
Or you just lay in the bed and say, there's not enough room. And then when I move, I took a nap on the floor, woke up an hour later. There's 3 people in the bed, including one of the girls that decided to go swimming and came back and just kept saying my shorts are wet.
But it's
my
not all
shorts are
girls,
wet.
though,
Yeah,
right?
that's still fine. But the fact, don't use the excuse. There's no room. Like, well, you're
That's being
bigger.
passive.
And
Be
they're
like, hey,
bigger.
like I don't want to sleep in the bed with you. Like that would have been.
That's
nice.
exactly. That's what I called
yeah.
out, bro. I was.
There's nothing wrong
trolling
with
the rest
that.
of the
Like people
night.
think they're gonna. The thing is, like with women though, if like because they don't know men, they don't know.
She's a clear hoe dog from the get go. Like
what gave her away her hodom? Her hodness.
the minute I got in there, she wouldn't stop talking to me, willingly to take shots, asked me to rub the scar that's a centimeter away from her fucking vagina. Like, no.
So why didn't she want you to lay in the bed with her?
I think she just came back for what was, because everyone was outside, went to the pool or something, and then when she came back, she was just being a moody bitch.
Word.
I don't have time for that. I don't give a fuck.
Maybe she was implying that there's not enough room in the bed, so scoot over so you can make room for me.
I did.
Oh, you scooted over?
Yeah.
Then maybe she got offended by that. She was like, no, motherfucker, I don't want to sleep with you. Get out.
I wasn't even under the covers. I was on top of it. Like, she was being extra, bro.
Whatever, man. That's
It
crazy.
didn't matter to me.
Fuck
Because
that
you know what's
shit.
funny? I was gonna be Kathy's ride to take home, but they all rode together, so they have no ride home. And one of the guys that was there was like, "All right, I'm leaving," and then he gave a couple of the other people a ride, and they just were like not paying attention to him. He's like, "Okay," and just left. So they're stuck there with no rides. So, and I'm their rescue ranger that's not gonna come.
Hey, fuck him. Fuck him. You should have thought about that before.
Right. I'll come for Kathy.
Yeah. The friends that don't fuck you up, but like whatever. The other ones, the randoms. Fuck them. Fuck them. So, what's been going on with you, man?
Sorry if that's harsh.
No, that's fucking great. As the years go by, the harshness becomes more pleasant. That's how I feel about scotch and like whiskey and all alcohol, pretty much.
Yeah.
Each year that passes, every year, every trial and tribulation you go through, it just makes that scotch be like, when you're young and not that much shit happens, it's like, gross, fuck this shit. My life isn't bad enough to enjoy this. You know, that's essentially what it is. Your life is so bad. Like maybe not yours or like mine in particular, but the moments you go through and
Life
those
it's
so
I wouldn't say
tough.
so bad. What's that word for it? It's
trying.
oh yeah, trying is good. You're conditioned.
Yeah.
You're so conditioned in life, like
It bears you down, it whittles you down, or like, it just sands you down. And you're like, you know what? That scotch, that was like the most painful thing to me. I'm numb, baby. Like I've been through blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I sound like I'm from New York now. Yo, I went to the L train, bro. I was like this, that, bam, bam, boop. And I was there. Fuck your mother.
Speaking of that, yo, New Yorkers are so mean. There was this guy being on the subway. He was being suicidal. He's like, I'm gonna kill myself. So he's holding up the subway while people are trying to get to work. And they're like, yo, get the fuck off the track right now, dog. Get your fucking stupid ass off the... If you don't get off, I'm gonna come down there and beat your ass. Like,
that is the
straight up...
most New York thing I've ever heard in my life.
Bro, they started pulling him off the track, and the cops had to intervene. Like, they're like...
They don't give
just
a fuck.
We're not here to save you. We're just trying to get to work.
That's crazy, dude. Hey guys, I'm gonna kill myself today. I'm gonna do it. Get the fuck out of the way, bro. Go do that in your own home. Fuck you. My daughter's here. I got work to do today. I haven't even gotten my fucking coffee yet, and you're gonna kill yourself like a fucking asshole?
They do it right around the track. I'm gonna be late for fucking work.
God damn it. Fuck you, Tony. You do this every weekend.
That shit was hilarious because the dude's face looking up from the track was priceless. He just looked, he was already, he's like committing suicide. How more empty can you get when people didn't give a care so much that your suicide was getting in the way of their life?
That is the worst thing by the way, that's the worst thing to do to anybody who's like suicidal. Like, hey, we don't care. Move the fuck on. Stop.
Can you kill yourself already? Like, come on, man.
Did you hear about that girl who's, I think she's getting tried.
Yeah, with the boy,
yeah.
She had a boyfriend. He says he's gonna kill himself. She's like, do it.
Yeah.
Good. Like, glad she's getting charged. Like, that's so.
Even if like, okay, so I'm not like approving what she did at all, but like, we all know there's people out there who vie for attention, who say a bunch of shit. It doesn't make their cries any less
I get where you're
important.
going. You feel maybe
But,
she
like,
didn't believe him. Like,
I
yo,
don't
fine, do it.
that may be where her cuntiness, and I want to be clear that she was a fucking cunt,
Yes.
and she deserves this.
You're calling a child a cunt, but still.
I don't give a fuck, dude. They're gonna send your ass to jail with that shit. They're gonna at least try to.
She's gonna be somebody's cunt there.
Dude, what I'm saying is, like, she probably stemmed from that. Maybe she was annoyed. Maybe this kid always has been saying
Always
that
said
shit,
that.
you know? And it was kind of like crying wolf. It's like, well, fucking go do it then, pussy. You know, but that it's not okay to do that, but it's totally, you're good, bro. I don't give a fuck, dude. For the most part, we'll probably have noise gates on these anyways.
Word.
I'm just turning them off so we can, like, talk to each other. But this that chili Oda Marcus shit's good, bro. Maybe not eat right in the mic. Sounds like a blowjob. Do you want fries with that? Like, my artificial is like a perfect, like, I don't even think it sounds like that. What the fuck? How tiny is your dick if it sounds like that?
Oh shit! I'm about to come.
Bloop. It's like, it's like a little bubble in a bathtub.
No, anything that has to do with a midget and he jumps in the water and they put the raindrop noise, the water drop, I'm done. No, like, check this cool flip out. Bloop. Beautiful.
Dude, have you heard about the whole Spider-Man thing? Yeah.
That's 2 good Spider-Mans lost.
Yeah. Well, who was your first one? You like Andrew Garfield?
I felt he was a good nonchalant Peter Parker. Like, if there was a multiverse
Of,
he
like,
could-
different versions of Peter Parker. You have the nerdy one, who is Tobey Maguire.
Oh, Tobey. Yeah, definitely.
And then
Tobey
Andrew Garfield was kind of the
Maguire. Like, it's like kind of like the
he's kind of like an indie hipster kind of like vibe going on.
Like-
Almost like,
he wasn't not accepted by the people. Like, he was accepted, you know,
Mhm.
attractive, all that stuff.
yeah,
But he was also like off to the side, just kept to himself.
reserved. Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah,
was
like a
serious.
more of like a isolated what's that fucking term for those people?
Introvert,
Recluse.
recluse. Yeah.
Yeah, a recluse.
Tom
Recluse.
Holland was like the all-American, like young white guy, but he was,
Modern, just modern kid, millennial, just
Yeah.
like epitome of millennial, like, but like a good kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, still a good kid, but he wasn't not. You know, Tobey Maguire was the like nerdy, like pasty white. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Tom Holland's still pasty, but like,
But he
looks
is
athletic.
Beyond,
You know,
he is beyond talented gymnastics.
yeah, that's how he
Another
got the
thing.
part. He had like a lot of like, I guess prior history of like doing physical shit. That Spider-Man would do, like parkour stuff. Here, lighter right there.
This is-
Yeah, I don't know. I was listening to a podcast talk about this last night, and I was initially like, fuck Sony. Like, you guys fucked it up all the time. Look what you did. The same guy who's running
But
this,
it
the
could
same
be
guy who was in charge of
Disney, though.
Fox. And look what they did to the fucking Fantastic Four. Look what they did to some of the first X-Men. Like, I like X-Men.
Who, Fox or Sony?
Fox.
Fox. Oh,
But Fox, the guy who's running Sony is the guy who's running Fox. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're going to fuck it up. But they're trying to get him in Venom. So I'm down if they fucking do it right. Like, if they get some, like, if the director who did Joker.
so because Venom is still contracted through them, and with all that stuff, he can slip Spider-Man in there.
Because they want to, they're,
It'd
so
just be
Marvel.
a Venom movie.
Okay, so I'm going to give it like a rundown. So Marvel is allotted 2 more movies using Spider-Man, right? That's after. So this deal also got leaked. And if enough people complain about this or whatever, maybe they'll do. But okay, this whole thing happened because Marvel was like, all right, we get, Sony was like, you're going to get merch and different shit like that, but we're going to get all the movie money. And you pretty much do everything else. Marvel did all that, built them up, got them 2 movies. And then Marvel was like, all right, we retired of the 5%. We went 30%. That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only difference-wise in percentage, but that's a lot of money in the numbers they're talking.
Especially how much money they're netting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a lot, like 30% of like $1 billion
Billions?
is like, dude, come on.
300 million.
So, they want to take him out of there because, hold on. They want to take him out of there because Marvel's getting greedy. And it's a debate as to does Sony...
Marvel wants more money.
Marvel wants more money. Rightfully so, though, because they really brought their thing up. You know what I'm saying? They're the reason why they saved Spider-Man. You know? And if Sony can't necessarily... And Tom Holland, I think, can opt out. But I don't want to see another Spider-Man. Because that's the thing. Tom Holland also unfollowed Sony when the whole thing happened. So no one's technically really happy about this. So if he quits, which I don't think he should, because working with Tom Hardy would be awesome. The thing is, like, what I think they should do is Tom Holland stick it out, do one movie, see if it's good. You know, right?
Like people want him.
That one movie, you have him go through a time gap where he's like, because probably come out 3-4 years later, right? They have like time limits to make movies, and so like 3-4 years later, he's gonna look a little older. We make him like a graduated college, or like he's at the end of college or something like that, you know. And it's dark as fuck, and then hopefully the Joker director, the new one coming out with Joaquin Phoenix, hopefully that shit does well, and you get that director to do something with Venom or like another like really good director.
Can he do that?
Huh?
Can he do that? Can he go to other studios that are rival studios and make movies?
Joker is a DC.
I know.
Oh, it doesn't matter. They can get whoever. It's not like they have him like the director. I don't know who the director of the Joker is, but I don't think he's all directors are freelance. I don't think he's an in-house director. So it's not a big deal with that. But like, all I'm saying is like, get a dark director who's really good with epic shit. I don't know. I don't even know if this guy's gonna be good.
Quentin Tarantino.
That's just ridiculous. We won't even get a storyline. We'll get some fucking other universe.
But
fuck that shit, dude.
Would be awesome.
It would be amazing, but I guarantee you it would come. I don't know. Did you hear he wants to do a Star Trek movie?
Oh,
Tarantino. And the way Star Trek has it set up is every time there's like a new Star Trek or a different type of non-canon, it seems to be, they preface it with one episode that happened during the series with a black hole or wormhole, whatever shit, and they already established that there's multiple timelines and multiple, like a multiverse. And so now whenever they do something that seems out of canon, they have like a scapegoat with like a reference of like, hey, we already covered our asses
like, well,
here.
that's because that's just a different story. That's not Star Trek. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bring this up to your face. Yeah, get right in there. Make it stretch.
It smells so good.
It does smell good. Well, actually, I'm gonna start spraying them with Lysol now.
Where are you going? No,
But what were we talking about?
we were talking about
Tarantino
Spider-Man
and Star Trek and
movie with
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland, but more with Venom, and it should have the director similar to the Joker, the new one coming out.
Yeah, I want it dark. I want it fucking twisted. I still want it epic though, so maybe not him because
They really haven't made a dark Spider-Man. Well, they haven't made a dark live action Spider-Man.
Yeah, but like I don't even need like super fucking twisted like Antichrist shit. I just like the Venom was already darker. Like it was like he was murdering people, like, and it was still funny. It still kind of had like a thing. It was okay. It wasn't the best movie ever, but it was setting it up. And then with the sequel coming out, they're gonna have Woody Harrelson because of the spoiler
playing as who?
At the end of
Like
Venom.
Carnage.
He's Carnage.
Oh, that's perfect.
Which he's not Carnage. I think he's a murderer who is somehow gonna get infected with the Carnage alien that left. Because remember, two escaped. They mentioned one with the lady that was like working behind the
There's
scenes.
Carnage, and then there's the chick. And
Yeah.
that chick kills. In one of the stories, I think she kills Venom and Spider-Man, and Carnage becomes like the hero. Like he does something where he actually saves Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah,
Because of the chick alien?
something like that.
Yeah, because most people like miss that. I was talking to people about that. I'm like, no. Like it wasn't just Carnage. There's another fucking alien out there.
She's wild as fuck.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, so like I think that has the potential to be really fucking cool, honestly. Tom Hardy and Tom Holland.
So he'd have to be older, and what's that word?
He goes to work under Tom Hardy because Tom Hardy's a journalist, right? A reporter. and Spider-Man is a journalist reporter, like a photographer,
Maybe
or
like
Peter
his,
Parker is rather. He works underneath him. He's gonna be his like
apprentice or something.
dude. So that's why I'm like, my opinions over the last 24 hours have changed dramatically, to say the least. Because like, I'm all for that, and I'm not for any monopolies like that. These are big. By the way, these are all. I don't claim that many original ideas in this thing because I listened to this podcast by Brago D. Ace, and a lot of these topics were discussed. Obviously, share a lot of these feelings, so I just wanted to clarify and give them props to, if you're listening to both of these podcasts, this part might seem a little bit familiar, but yeah, I'm not for the monopolization of like all things, like because they're coming out with a new streaming thing. They run the shit in the movies. They run the shit in the comics. They're doing everything. I want there to be, even if it is Marvel, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be other studios having the liberty to do. I don't want just family shit every time.
You want other studios to be able to remake Marvel things.
Yeah, I think that there's just too much politics in this and not enough like just free will. And I get it, it's a business. I get you have people's money and investments and different things like that, but like okay, so for example, if they don't make a movie in 5 years, Sony, they have to give the rights back to Marvel, the company, not those studios, but the company, and they'll be like, which they're basically Marvel Studios now, and Marvel will get the movie back. So what I'm scared is that they want to do the Tom Holland, Tom Hardy thing,
But they're purposely holding them up.
but not even they're holding them up. Well, you kind of they're holding them up, but they're like forcing them and rushing them. Like, what if that movie just needed another 2 years to find the right writer, the right director of photography, the right this, the right that, But like they're being rushed in a 5-year time span, I get that 5 years is a long time, but like shit changes.
Is it, bro? Because within 5 years, they've released so many Marvel movies and different things went down. Like, honestly, before we knew it, it was already 10 years.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
The Avengers was like 10 years long. I went back and looked at all the years that came out.
Franchise.
Yeah.
I liked all of it.
I liked most of it. What was your your least favorite one?
That's a good question. I'm going to have to say, even if I pick something being the least that I liked, I don't feel that means I didn't like it. So I would have to say the first Thor movie.
The first one? Oh, your least favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. Yeah.
And there was no hate against it. It was a decent movie for coming out of its time and all that stuff, and it got you interested in Thor. But every movie after that was so much better.
I see your first Thor, and I raise you. I never thought, there was a time I thought that I would never say this. I was so excited for this movie.
Which, I hope it's not the one I like.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Worst piece of shit ever. I hated that movie. I was so excited for it, and I fucking hated that movie. It was garbage. And let me tell you why. Peter Quill, lovable. I can't remember his fucking name. What's the actor's name? Chris
Pratt?
Chris Pratt, yeah. Love that guy. I love Peter Quill's first character in the movie. I loved him in the Avengers movies. But in Volume 2, he was a bitch. He was like that one point in Attack on Titan when Eren starts acting like a fucking bitch and he's just all introverted and it's like, come on, Eren, I thought you were supposed to be a badass. That was Peter Quill the whole fucking movie. Drax and fucking Groot were just like, I am Groot. The alien girl, she's cool. And I like the part with Nebula and the I can't do his whistle.
Oh, the dude who controls the arrow?
Yeah. I thought the ending part with all them interacting was pretty cool, but the whole premise of it with Kurt Russell and Peter Quill, and he's just like, he's not. They're supposed to be like a ragtag group of like motherfuckers, badass people, and they open the thing up trying to do good, and I feel like they were just they were like struggling with their identity because they had just done good, but they were like, I don't know. Peter Quill wasn't fun. Sorry, long rant just to say I didn't.
I mean, I agree with that because I wouldn't say it's a piece of shit, but I see how you feel because you had expectations and they didn't deliver. But I thought it was gonna tell a story about why he's Star Lord, and if people knew why he's Star Lord and his existence, who his father was, he would be looked at as why he's considered a superhero character, special powers, all that stuff. But to the eye, they see just a dude who can fly around and like be shiesty and is very efficient while being a lovable goof. But then in this one, he was kind of just like, I guess, kind of an ass. And then in the next one, I mean, it showed how big of an ass he was. It was because of him, the whole situation.
Yeah,
with
bro,
Thanos.
he fucked that up.
Oh yeah, bro.
He's a fucking, but like,
but
I get his anger, but it's like, come on, not the time.
I think it should have been an origin story style mixed with moving into the next movie versus just like a long episode of like, it's really just a long episode.
Yeah, that is a fucking great point. That should have been his solo movie. That should have been his like growing up on the ship, doing all the fucking badass shit, and then he's moving forward a little bit, but we don't need to go through all his emotional shit. We can just have like some like scenes where, you know, some good acting scenes for him. You know, really just have long out little monologues area, and you know, some situations that are well crafted, and then mostly like 60% of the movie being like growing up, being like a teenager in space, you know.
Yeah.
That'd have been dope. Doing some like Han Solo like type shit, young Indiana Jones. Like,
I like that
establishing the
movie, but
character.
that movie let me down.
You said what?
The Han Solo movie. I liked it, but
You didn't see Solo?
I did see it.
Oh, you did see Solo.
I did see Solo.
What movie haven't you seen?
Pretty much like 3 before Solo.
Oh, any of the new ones?
Yeah.
Nah, most of them are garbage.
Like I haven't seen since
They're fine.
I've got the high ground. He's
You killed her. No, Anakin. You killed her. Murder. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I've talked about this before on this podcast, but I am always excited to say it again. Fuck the whole series of Ray and all them. All the actors are great, you know. I like all the actors very well, and the scenes are delicious.
Of what?
Because I like Rogue One. Rogue One's the best one. I like Rogue One.
Did I see Rogue One? I was really never into the Star Wars thing. I liked them, and that was like the first sci-fi movie I ever watched was the Star Wars. So I like them, but I never really followed too deeply. I even played the games.
Yeah.
But
Games are fun.
it got to a point where it's just like,
Yeah. No, I feel you. But fuck the Rey and the whole new series with the Skywalker shit. I feel like they're pulling shit out of their ass. The writing is terrible. The actors are good actors. They're just not getting good. They're editing something weird with it. Like they're focusing on, I feel like, every other aspect but the actual story. The story is not compelling to me. And you know, obviously this is all my opinion, but like, fuck that shit. It's just whack. It's weak, but it's beautiful. It's good in other aspects of it. I will give it that. And I like the actors, all of them. They're good. There's no reason this movie shouldn't be amazing. I just feel like it's like lackluster. But Rogue One was dope.
I think all of Star Wars misses one thing. They have different factions that are going to war. There's someone at the top of each faction that's ridiculously strong, but then something behind them is actually making them do whatever. Someone's always following someone's directions. There's not just one like ridiculously overpowered character going through the universe just doing what the fuck they want. And I think that's what should exist. Like, I mean, like, not just some bounty hunter that's like unstoppable, you know, not some Sith Lord with some special powers. I mean, someone like three armies are trying to fight and can't stop this one guy. They need a one punch style type person in there. And I only mean strength wise, not like,
Fuck it, we just get Saitama.
you know what I mean? But just think about that. Like, despite factions fighting amongst themselves, there's just an entity
It's
out
too
there.
political, and there's not enough like, oh shit, we need to get our stuff together. We're like, we need to all band together, or like there needs to be like a common like epic threat with all this epicness going on. It seems like they're holding themselves back with their whole political thing. Like it.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah,
like
maybe that's where they need to go.
They're just fighting against themselves because they're fucking racist. I don't know. Like, they just don't like each other's types and people. Like, fuck these aliens. Let's make robots that can just murder and use lightsabers. Like,
Isn't that where we're going?
Hmm?
Isn't that where we're going?
well, I mean,
As a human
AI
race,
is learning.
Kwame, what do you think about us robots and killing each other?
I mean, humans do it. Why can't robots?
So I was having a conversation about robots the other day with my girlfriend, and we were talking about AI and how eventually it's going to become, that's the point of AI. It like learns, it teaches itself, and there's been like cases where the robots start making slang or short script that we can't understand, but it's a way for them to communicate with each other. And so they learn these things. So my thing is like, that's awesome because we should never program emotions into a robot. We should just keep it straight to utility.
Yeah, but it's its view on logic could be dangerous.
His view on logic could be yes. Well, but you can program those things, can't you? Like if you're gonna make AI, you shouldn't just release it if you're just like, yeah, well, okay. And I get the whole side of it being like, no, we want like the curiosity and the how intriguing it must be to feel like you can actually make a living being that is self-aware. Like I'm sure that's like enticing, but like I don't think we should release something that has the potential to get to that point. We should be able to like put firewalls up or put like something around these things that it can't possibly do.
I think the more things you give it to prevent it from doing something, it can adapt to that and use that itself. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I think...
Like, if we give him a kill switch, he can use that kill switch to kill us?
No, not like that. I mean, he could probably program his kill switch. Like, be smart enough to...
Oh, he'll be... If
like,
we can code it, he can recode himself.
Say you...
Or itself.
He can recode himself. Say you use the kill switch.
We're already giving him names.
It works,
or like
but
him a persona.
He has a program in there that automatically reboots himself after being kill switch, something like that. So I think we should...
Once you start it, you can't stop it, basically.
If you just don't give them anything, like... What's it? Because don't give it the idea it needs to protect itself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, don't sit there and be like, okay, if you go too
close of fear or anything
too close
like
to heat, it can damage your hard drive. Like, put that into their mind, so it starts thinking of more ways to prevent its hard drive from being hurt.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So,
oh, wow. I never thought about it like that. That's fucking crazy.
If you take that out of their process, maybe you don't have to worry about that. But once they start realizing they need to protect themselves to not be destroyed,
yeah,
they might actually think logically, like, well, that human's
is
running
the
at
true
this full
inception.
speed and coming, and it might just react as a robot trying to protect itself because it could get damaged.
That is the true inception, and I feel like that's what I want to keep talking about this, but I feel like that's also what we talk about, like when you tell your kids like, oh, spiders are scary, or like going to this is scary. Like you're putting in their heads like, oh, scary. What else is scary? Scary movies. People get killed, or people get like chased, or all this stuff like.
Scary.
Spiders. You raise your kid to have fear of these things, and like, yeah, for sure, you should watch out for some spiders. For sure, you should watch out for some snakes. You should watch out for some people in life. Whatever it is, you should have a sense of like awareness to teach your kid. But like, also you have to be careful with how much you're instilling your own personal prejudice of fear, and like how the way you view life. And I guess that's the point of having a kid, is to instill your view. But like to some extent, you want their own self to shine through and see what happens. I feel like that's like the ant farm,
With the inception on the kids, it's like, hey, you're scared of spiders. Oh, spiders are scary. So they start seeing spiders are scary. So they figure out ways to not have to deal with spiders, and the same scary might be something else they're scared of, so it spreads. But in the same process of how do I say this? They're gonna avoid spiders. If they see spiders, they're gonna be scared. But now you got to think about how they're gonna react when they see a spider.
Yeah.
Are they gonna scream, freak out, run, and all this stuff? And I feel, again, compared to the robots, now we need to worry about what's their reactions gonna be to the protection you instilled in them. Keeping away from maybe water. So maybe if they see water, they'll always avoid it. Okay, I accidentally knocked a human in the water. I can't save them. Different things like that. Like, that doesn't mean that's their fault that the humans in the water. Just saying, like, just if they start adapting to know what can destroy them, and that somehow, if you put into robots that they do feel that they are smarter than humans, that's another thing.
But that assumes that we give them like those because those feelings have to develop or they have to be put there with like
But that's the thing,
pride
I don't think
and
those would be
envy and fear.
feelings.
Those you think would be logical choices to like protect itself? It's
Yeah.
like its whole purpose is to protect itself.
Yeah, protects itself or do whatever it was designed to do.
But why do
the
we
most
assume that
efficient
it's
way.
gonna exponentially evolve an AI? Why do we assume that the technology can just get there?
Allow it to have. Like the one that the bald looking chick one that you can hold conversations with.
Yeah.
Like, she adapts and she keeps learning the more you talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same if you program that into whatever robot. Like, I feel robots of the future will have her AI, probably like her way of thinking and learning. But at the same time, they have, depending, I guess we'll say a cyborg style, like a full like human style one. But anything you program them with, they have to know everything that's going on in their own body, because I mean, it's their memory, like the way it runs in their body.
Mm-hmm.
If the AI can start to control its own process, like you've seen the ones that can open doors, right, and close them, you can push, they correct themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Combine that with her, it'll literally be able to talk with you. You kick them, hey, don't push me.
Well, I guess that's the difference between like animals and humans is your memory, and like how much you can actually like. That's what history is. We keep history of like, oh, this didn't work out, so we have to stop doing this. That's the only way you can win an argument in a den full of like lions who are just trying to eat each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the lions are like politicians or like generals and shit like that. The only way to like really stop is be like, yo, look, we're just gonna blow ourselves up. We're just gonna do this. Let's not do this. Let's work out a deal. Let's fucking go back. That's the only reason that like separates us from like the animals. I feel like they don't have like history or something like that. Maybe it's just all instinctual. So like if you have a robot who is like remembering like, oh, I remember the robot that Mr. Craig and Nancy owned was destroyed because he spoke out of line. So I can't speak out of line. I can't say anything that's logical, and assuming things like that and assuming in a logical way. Dude, this type of shit gives me nightmares.
Really? I'm all for it.
I'm for it because I'm for the future, but like I kind of am like, if it really does go that way, like, oh well, we're not the furthest evolution of Earth.
I think pretty logical in a lot, but I have irrational moments like anyone else. So I think I'd get along with robots quite well. Like, I mean,
hello, robots.
Right?
I'd like to make an appeal.
I just find it funny, and I don't know if are we allowed to curse on this shit?
Yeah, fuck it.
I like that. All right. Chilling with your robot, and this girl walks by, and you're like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, I got a man. It's like, well, fuck you, bitch. I want the robot to be like, yes, fuck her. That was completely unnecessary.
What a bitch.
What a bitch. Anyway.
It's like, damn, bro, I fuck with you, right, man? You cool. You mind if I fuck you in that little hole in the back later? Not at all. That's what people start doing. They're gonna start fucking the robots, and they're like, "I'm not gay."
Already have.
Then why does your dude have a boy voice, like a man's voice?
That's Did you just assume my robot's gender? It's a robot.
I am a robot. Well, there's there's like the iPhones. There's like male, female, and then there's transgender, which is like a blurred thing. Have you heard the transgender?
That's so offensive in itself. How is this not? How is a transgender supposed to sound like? And
I
that's
don't have my
fucked
phone on
up.
me.
Is that post-op? That's the only post-op transgender.
It's supposed to be not like. It's supposed to sound very neutral. It kind of does sound neutral. I saw it on H3 podcast. They're playing it. You can find it on YouTube, I'm sure, but it is peculiar because I think it does lean more to one side myself, but I don't know. It is strange that like that we have to make audio now for the people who are worried about their voice sounding too one way. I mean, like that's your voice though. But I guess there are people who have a voice like that. Like, do people get surgery on their vocal cords?
I
I guess they do. If you have like
think
a
it's the hormones.
high pitched voice, oh, it's the hormones. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. So maybe there are. You know what? There are men. There are like women who are like, what the fuck?
Or so much estrogen or something.
Yeah, because they had a very feminine voice. Now they have like a.
I had an extremely feminine voice growing up. To the point when I answered the phone at home, they're like, "Hey, little girl, is your mom available?" And I'm like, "I'm a boy, and yes, hold on."
First of all, I'm a boy, so goodbye, motherfucker.
Oh, I used to talk like Michael Jackson on the phone all the time.
My name's Kwame.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a monkey named Bubbles. Is that Elmo? I love Elmo. Can
That was pretty good, right?
That was amazing.
That was a pretty good Michael. That was amazing. So, I guess there are people that sound like that. So I guess, it's not that weird. It's just different.
It's fucking weird for it to be a choice. So can I want to sound like I'm from South Compton. I want to sound like I'm from,
What's weird is you want
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So, with South Compton, I'd be like, so, with me, we've been out here for a little bit, but it's all good. You know why? Because we rolling in this hot outside.
Bro, the thing is the best way I can put it is they'll talk shit to you calm as fuck. Watch Nipsey check someone. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna take pictures of me? All right, cool. Take a picture of you." Matter of fact, he opens up their car, goes in there, pulls out their phone. I'm gonna use your own damn phone on you. They're like, you can't just go in there. I don't do what the fuck I want. You coming in my face, I'm a grown ass man. You don't just come over here and just decide to take a picture.
Yeah. You coming to me, I'm a grown ass man. I'm gonna tell you like it is. Like, you don't come up to my face, because if you do, I'm gonna have to put you back. And the reason why I have to put you back is because you just don't understand it. And let me tell you just one thing one more time. Like, no, first of all, your man's over there can get checked. I'm talking about slap him. But first of all, you need to go back and get some education, because your mom didn't raise you right, and that's how I'm gonna talk to you.
Bro, that's how
So
he
I
went
did.
in, and in the same time he's wilding, like in their car, closing the door.
And he's tall.
in
He was
his
a
face.
tall dude.
Yeah, bro. And then he just walked off, and then just like, fuck him. And they're like, we're gonna call the police. Like, call the fucking police. I got money. I'll be out. I don't give a damn. You think I give a fuck about the police? Like, yo,
That would have been a really dope interview if like Joe Rogan and Nipsey Hussle did an interview before he passed. That would have been cool. And like, not to like suck Joe Rogan's dick, but I just feel like, rappers, I've seen more rappers and like people like rock stars and musicians have more honest interviews on his thing. Most people do have more honest interviews. Yeah. So I'd love to see like Nipsey just like speak plainly. You know what I'm saying? Because that dude was smart as fuck. And it's a shame that it was over gang shit, right? It was under gang shit still, or just somebody just killed him?
It was just a pissy nigga.
Damn.
That was also a Crip. His nickname was Shitty Crip.
The guy who shot him, his nickname was Shitty Crip.
I believe Shitty Crip.
Well, man, I'll go kill somebody too if my name was Shitty Crip.
Well, he became Shitty Crip for the way he acts, and he's a pretty shitty Crip.
You walk in, they're like,
how you go up to
"Hi,
another
what's
Crip?
up? What's their name, man? Oh, my name is Shit Crip."
Shit Crip.
What?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, my name's Shit Crip, dude. Like, no, man, get out of here. That's how they talk, right? Yo, I'm gonna have some people from LA come up to my fucking room and be like, "Yo, what the fuck you say, motherfucker? I heard you on them airwaves."
That was that guy over there.
They get here like immediately. I haven't even posted this, not even live.
Oh,
they're just here already. Like, we felt it. We felt it. Like the wise men in the Bible, or the three kings.
We felt it.
Fucking. What were we just talking about?
The Three Kings.
No, before that.
Oh man, I'm not.
LA accent. Oh, the transgender audio.
Oh, yeah, let me
It's
look
weird
that
that you
shit
have
up.
to feel. It's weird. I think it's not strange to have a voice for people like that, but it's weird that you like need to have. Like, I don't give a fuck about if they were only made a girl version of
Exactly.
anything, or like I don't even think twice about it. I don't need that personally. And that's no offense to anybody, but like I just think it's weird myself that you would need to hear somebody have that certain voice. Like you can't listen to a male, you can't listen to a female. That seems more like on the scared side of things, of like worrying about, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm also like not educated in all this shit. So like I don't know.
How do you feel about everyone? Well, not everyone. A lot of people being upset with Mario or the LGBT community.
Mario.
Mario Lopez on what he said.
What did he say? I saw this something about this, but I didn't
Um,
actually hear what he said.
Pretty much, he just felt like for us to be pushing kids to like dress as a girl or identify as something
Raising.
sexual.
Oh man,
Yeah,
you
he
really
said.
throwing me in the quagmire here. I'm about to say a statement about this now.
Well, I get what he's saying.
I got what he's saying too.
He didn't say anything offensive. He
No,
literally
people are
said
being
nothing
too.
offensive. He felt it's scary because it is scary. It's like you're literally creating a new problem for a child when you shouldn't even be putting out there anything sexual towards a kid via straight or male. You shouldn't be discussing to them what about their genitals and what they want to be. If your kid literally is coming up to you asking you, "Hey, I want to be a guy or I want to be a girl," that's a different story. But I'm almost 100% sure most kids are not coming up to their parents saying, "I want to be a girl" or "I want to be a guy," and get it switched and everything.
All right, so Lopez 45. He's 45, dude. That dude's beautiful.
Handsome as fuck.
Fuck, god damn.
What the fuck?
Told Candace Owens that it is dangerous as a parent, in quotations. Let's see what there's a quote later, so I'll read that. As a parent, to show support for their transgender kids. During the 40-minute interview, the conservative commentator noted, is he conservative, or they're just claiming him that he's a conservative because
Sounds
of
like
his
they're
statements?
just claiming him that he's conservative.
That's fucked up. Who is this? Metro USA? Come on, bro. They're angling this.
Yeah,
It's not neutral.
I don't feel that it's
The conservative,
unbiased.
because that's like a
kind of offensive. Hey,
Yeah. Commentator noted that it is a weird trend for celebrities to allow their children to choose what gender they identify with. Here's the quote, the actual quote, hopefully, from Mario Lopez. I'm never one to tell anyone how to parent their kids, obviously, and I think if you come from a place of love, you can't really go wrong. But at the same time, my God, if you're 3 years old and you're saying your feelings a certain way, or you think you're a boy or a girl or whatever the case may be, I just think it's dangerous as a parent to make that determination.
yeah, to make the determination for them.
And his thing is like, how often do you let your 3-year-old like make their own choices? Because usually if their choice is to like, I'm gonna eat sugar all day, I'm gonna poop in my pants, I'm gonna like not go do this, like, you usually make their choices for them. And like, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, but
like, that's a life-changing thing, especially if you're medicating. Like, if your kid wants to wear girl clothes, fuck it. I don't give a fuck about that. That's whatever. If he thinks he's a girl, I'm literally gonna like let him do what he needs to do. I'm gonna tell him like, okay, biologically, you are a boy. You have a male thing, or like if he's a girl, obviously you have a girl, whatever. But if you feel like that, I'm not gonna stop you. You're your own individual. If you feel like you want to be back doing the other thing, or you feel like you're gonna change whatever, you can do whatever you want to do in this life, man. I have your back as long as you're respectful and you have your shit together, you know? And like that's the way I want to raise my kid to be. But like, I'm never gonna medicate my kid because they feel like, you know what, mom, I feel like you did this, or you know what, dad, I feel like this. And like, I'm like, all right, well, that's me like forcing you off of your decision you had passing. I thought I wanted to do karate. I thought I wanted to be an astronaut, like when I was a kid.
I thought I wanted it to be a girl.
Yeah, exactly. Who like plenty of okay, I've never had this, but I know plenty of people have had weird like stories of them being kids, and like maybe something weird happened with a boy, but you're just like, you're not, there's no sexual like thing there. You're too young. And then it's just like,
It's weird.
yeah, it's just weird things. So like, where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So like there's moments where kids like question things like, oh well maybe like because if Susie likes guys then maybe you know, and then they get older and they're like, oh well just a fucking kid, that was really weird, I'm not gonna tell anybody about that shit again. You know.
Why did I put that in my mouth? What the fuck?
Like I remember in school one time.
Oh, where's
This isn't
story
anything,
going?
but like it was like me and five boys, and we were like in kindergarten. We're like
Sounds
five.
horrible.
Yeah, right. We're all, myself included, are 5 years old, and we just like like pull our pants down and just show our dicks under the table, and it's like they're tiny little jelly beans, you know. What I'm saying? But it's like funny.
We've all been there.
You know, it's so funny.
It's like, look at my dick. Like,
Which like dudes still did in the locker room too. As well. It's like
when you pan someone, you're essentially looking at a dick.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and then or you just find out that you have a transgender.
Yeah. Oh, there's just like a little pocket of air there. Like, oh,
A pocket of air.
yeah, something that's not, you know, a little phantom limb, you know. So
A phantom.
to go back to this thing is like I'm not gonna make my decisions for my kid in any way, and I feel like to make a decision based off of letting them make a decision is still making a decision for them. If their kid can't get access to getting drugs to medicate himself, you know.
I just think, well, what he was saying, or maybe trying to explain, is it's too early to really bring that as something to discuss with a child.
Yeah, let them mature more. Let them go through teen years and be like, okay, if you really feel like you know, you hear those stories about those kids who like they feel so uncomfortable, they feel so unloved, they feel just rejected because they just feel not who they are. You know, and you want one?
What
CBD.
is that?
You know, so they feel like not who they are, and that's sad. That's very sad. I don't even know what that's like. That's probably the worst feeling ever. At that point, you can discuss like, all right, I love you. I want to do this. I want to make you, you know, feel whole. If you really truly feel like this, you're like 16, 17, you know, you're basically an adult within a year. Like if you feel this strongly about it, it's something that's like every day he or she is dealing with like depression. You can see it in your kid. They're just a shell of who they are. They've come to you over the past couple of years, you know, not just one time. Like honestly, for me, I'm gonna be honest. My kid says at 11 years old, I'm on like, all right, well, okay, we'll just, you know, just brush it to the side, you know, a little bit. Then 13, I'm like, all right, he said this again, or she said this again, you know, okay, I'm gonna start considering this when they get older. And then by the time they're 15, 16, 17, you know, 18, whatever it is, under my house, you know, they'd come to me and they're like, yo, Dad, I'm really serious about this. I thought about this. I not only do I like this type of, you know, person, or I still like this type of person, but I just don't feel comfortable in my body. I'm still your whatever, but I just feel like I'm supposed to be this, and I would like to, you know, whatever. They don't have to ask me for permission, but you know, I'm sure they would want to share it with me because hopefully I have a good relationship with my kids. And I'd be like, you know what? At that point, cool. I support you in it. If you want to change yourself physically, that's your prerogative, and I want you to work hard, and I'll support you every step of the way. But like I won't tell them this, but maybe for like birthdays and Christmas, I'll get like medication or something like that for them if they've already on their own started doing it, or get them a surgery if you know, if they've already done the work for themselves. I'm not here gonna like be like just the same way I'm not gonna like dish out probably cars to my kids. I want them to like earn it. I want them to like show their worth and shit like that, and start the process, and then help them once I see like the effort they put in. And I know I've been rambling for a lot, and I want to hear your opinions on this too as well. You actually have a kid.
Well, I'm a very nonchalant person, so I'd probably be like, "Hey, Dad, I was thinking I want to be a girl." I'm like, "Okay, go be a girl. I'll go play."
Yeah. Just like, all right, cool, do it.
Just go play.
Well, yeah, more or
But
less.
now
Well,
when
I
he
say
gets
all that, but
older
I'm not
and
gonna be like sitting down every single time doing it and making a big deal out of it. I'm just gonna be like, all right, bet, you know. When they get older, though, I feel like you have to have a conversation. You can't just brush it to the side when they're like 16, 17, you know.
Hey, Dad, you know, what I talked about when I was 6. Yeah, I still feel I want to be a woman. Well, you are still soft as baby doo doo, so whatever. Okay, go.
What if they're hard and they wanted to be a woman?
Oh, if you're like just like a bodybuilder, like the VIP athlete and everything, and then I was nowhere. It's like I want to be a female. I'm like, hell yeah, bro! You will dominate in sports even more. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
playing.
crazy. No, that is crazy.
But-
Like, Joe Rogan always talks about that. Like,
It's true. I do feel that there should be certain laws that
I got that. Here, keep saying what you're saying.
because like in MMA, the transgender chick that was out there demolishing people, bro. She was destroying them. Like, I feel when it comes to sports, there should be limitations on what they play. Like, maybe it can get to the point where they have transgender Olympics. I know
Yeah.
that sounds crazy, but
That sounds.
I think it sounds the most fair possible.
It sounds fair because that's the only place we're coming from, or people in this camp are coming from. Is like, look, I am all for being transgender, and I understand some sports are not that big of a difference being man or female. But at the end of the day, the male body is stronger more often than not, stronger than the female body. There are some exceptions, like to anything. There are exceptions, there are outliers, but for the most part, the bone density, the type of shapes of the bone, like just overall the testosterone that is usually imparted to us genetically, it just makes us better for power sports. If you're a transgender male, and or you're a transgender female and you are going wrestling and you beat every single person, I'm not being like, oh, you're the most talented person ever. Then like you shouldn't be in this class.
Yes, if no one can,
Like you
if
have
no one
this
can
is
even
an
handle you.
Yeah, obviously if you struggled and you were fine, then people would be like, okay, whatever. But that's not fair. That's not keeping consistent. You know, because that shouldn't be cool. We shouldn't leave the shittier ones like in there because they're just not good. That it's weird because we're in a middle stage. There's not enough, there's not enough probably like professional athlete transgenders to make a transgender Olympics. Is there? I don't know. There might be a lot actually.
I
I
just
have
think
no
that-
idea the
I
numbers
just-
on this.
I just feel, and I'm not trying to offend anyone out there, but
Yeah.
I suck at this.
No, this is a touchy subject, and it's like whatever.
The LGBT community, well, some of the people in the community, cannot be satisfied. Meaning, almost no matter what you do, there'll be some form of upsetness. So I feel
Not everybody in the LGBT, but like a lot of the speakers that you see on like Twitter and online, and like some of the main faces, they won't be satisfied. The people who really run those like type of things, for sure. But there's a lot of people who are who consider themselves a part of the community. I'm just clarifying for like everybody, so no
I
one
know.
gets a fucking hissy fit.
I know I had
like-
said it. I'm like
Yeah, like
something. That,
we understand. I'm talking about the people who are like outliers, because people who are usually like speaking more are a small group of people, whereas like most people who identify part of that people group are like just normal people. Like whatever, man. Like
because there's so many things I can say, and then someone shuts me down to try and correct me, but I know exactly what I meant. Like if I was like, hey, would you guys like anything? We're not guys. Now in this wonderful
dude,
world,
I call every girl, hey, what's up, guy? No, I don't say that. I say, what's up, guys? Or like, hey guys, how can I help you today? Like at a table when I'm or a bar, I'm greeting them like, hey guys, how you doing today? Or sometimes I'll say, hey ladies, just to make sure. But then I don't want to accidentally speak and see like, oh, and I look up, I'm like, oh, that's not a lady, that's a man with long hair, or that's like an in betweener. Oh, is that offensive?
what's an in betweener?
And then like,
Is that like a wiener?
it's like, no, you're just like in between.
Okay, I get that. I like that.
I'm Cuban, but if I was Mexican and I would go and I was transgender, I'd call myself an in-betweener beaner. Is that offensive?
I mean, no.
If you're calling yourself that, it's nothing. Like you can call yourself anything you want. It's not offensive because you're
I
calling
can call
yourself.
anyone anything I want.
You can pretty much call anything anything. You know what's crazy? No one says anything about Asians. Like, no, like plenty of people are racist towards Asians, but no one says anything. No one's fighting for Asian equality and being like, everybody is racist towards us.
Because they receive the same benefits as the Caucasus people.
Oh yeah, they got. This is not
Everything's
racist.
made in China.
This is real. A lot of Asian families own all the jewelry shops and all the the nail salons, and it's just like facts. That's just facts.
They buy up the land in the hoods, and that's where they go.
They bring their family in.
Yes, because
Smart.
Since, if I'm correct, since the whole war thing that had happened, there's some type of agreement or an Oriental type grant deal thing. Don't quote me, but where it allows them to get a business loan for their. They get it for their business loan for their business, and then they all, like, you'll see a nail salon, maybe a Chinese restaurant, and another place. All three of them are owned by the same family.
Yeah.
So they work together. That's a lot of things that a lot of different minority groups don't do.
Yeah.
They don't stick to their community and stick with their family and build businesses. Because once they have those businesses,
the Asian community locks it down.
yes, bro. They have their family working there while the kid's watching TV in the back or just playing with his tablet running through the restaurant. But it's like, that's their business, their home. That's what they solely focus on. And I think people should learn from that. I think it's pretty tight.
And it's kind of like, do you feel like people stick to a formula? Like, people just do the same jobs that everyone else in their ethnicity do, or everyone else in their culture do. Like, for example, like, I know a fuck ton of Filipino nurses.
I believe that is, I would say in each
Or is that just Florida
racial
thing?
or diverse group or minority group, each one is talented in a certain spot. Like, okay, I'm not being
Like Pokemon?
I guess. I guess we're real Pokemon.
Everybody, well if you yeah, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Black people are usually more athletic, you know?
Well, in the black community, when we want success, where do we see most of this success happening?
And athletic, or like
sports,
skillful,
athletic, music, something that either uses the body per se,
or
music,
or
entertainment.
personality, you know, too as well, because you have like rappers and like.
I do find
music.
it funny that a lot of jokes are about black people don't like to work, when it's like, can you be mad at us? You fucks had us enslaved, unpaid for so long.
We worked for so long.
And
I gotta work with you in the business fucking field. Like,
right?
fuck that shit.
And now you're gonna pay me,
boss. Fuck you.
Yeah, but then you got okay. What's another one, like Dominican Republic
Baseball.
So the success, baseball is very huge there. You know,
They're just good at baseball.
What about Brazil?
Soccer.
Cartels.
It's okay. Killing people. They're really good at stabbing people and killing them.
And they're still wearing flip-flops while doing it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So athletic. So agile.
Yo,
I think we're at an hour. So I think we're gonna start closing this down, shutting up shop, getting it all out. So I don't have any any ads. Oh yeah, I have the my son. Now, for a limited time, at your closest Amazon retail store. Only located in Orange County. Fuck America. Oh, 1, 2, 3, buy your tonight. That was an ad that was brought to you by the demons of the street next door. It's a dark and lonely time down there, and they need help. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. This has been Daniel, Woe, Beautiful Woe, Bitch Made Man, Fool for the Day, sucking on some nipples, but I didn't get that double burger. And Kwame, do you have any words you want to leave the people with?
No, you took all the words right out of my mouth.
I literally think I said every word I could.
I know. They say
There you have it.
I'm better alone.
Keep that in your pocket, kid.
Have a good day.